Hi, this is Matt Clark, and in this video, we're going to talk about using private labeling and wholesaling to make money on Amazon. So let's start off with wholesaling. First slide here is how are we going to do this? The first way is you can look on Amazon.com and do some research there, and if you find a product that you want to sell, then you know you have a viable candidate to look up for wholesaling, assuming you can't find it for drop shipping. Second way is if there is a wholesaler that you are working with or that you've set up an account with or that you have access to, and depending on what products they have in stock and are available for wholesaling, that's another way to determine what products you want to sell. And at that point you'd be doing some research on Amazon too, which is covered in another video, but these are basically the two ways. You either find stuff on Amazon that you want to sell, as simple as that sounds, or you find a wholesaler and using their products, let that determine what products you sell on Amazon through wholesaling. Why would you want to wholesale products? First thing, you can sell products not already on Amazon. So if there are a product you have access to through a wholesaler and it's not already on Amazon, Amazon sells millions of different products, but they haven't covered every single consumer product out there. So if there's products not on Amazon that you want to sell and you have access to through a wholesaler, then that's a perfect opportunity for selling on Amazon. You can be the first one there to sell that product. Second way is you can sell products that won't let you drop ship. Now, if there are products out there that are on Amazon, but you couldn't find through a drop shipping site, nobody will drop ship. Some brands out there just don't do drop shipping, and they don't have anybody who does drop shipping for them. And for those products are good candidates for wholesaling. You might be able to buy those products in not too large of a quantity and be able to sell those on Amazon. And good thing about this is if you're having to jump through those, minor extra hoops, then there's going to be less competition compared to dropship products, because dropshipping, as you can see, is fairly easy to get access to some products, and those people are out there just setting up sites. Could be somebody who just basically has a computer. That's all that's required. With wholesaling, you might actually have to call a wholesaler. As scary as that sounds, you might have to actually call a wholesaler. You might need to send them an email, set up a separate account, that kind of thing. But that stuff is actually really good because then there's less competition. Whereas some dropshipping products may have 20 to 50 competitors, wholesale products may have either none or only one or two who don't really do anything very well. So that's a very good part about wholesale products. You can often make more money too, because sometimes dropshipping sites and dropship products are actually middlemen. They aren't actually the manufacturer, they aren't actually the person who's buying wholesale, that kind of thing. They are basically just a middleman sort of facilitating the process and charging a little bit of markup. And sometimes you'll find products on dropshipping sites and you compare those to what's being sold on Amazon and you'll find out something kind of scary. There's absolutely zero margin. Sometimes there's actually negative margin. So the reason those other people are able to make money is, unless they're retarded, is because they are basically finding wholesaler, or they are a wholesaler themselves, and they're basically purchasing products in bulk to get a lower price than everybody else, sort of business 101. If you can get a product cheaper than everybody else and you're willing to sell it for less than everybody else, you can sometimes own a market, and that can be very good for making money and for growing a business. Last thing on here is to test products before private labeling. Now this is pretty cool because if you have access to wholesale products but you either don't want a private label yet, or there's different requirements for private labeling, or it's just a little more trouble to private label, then you can basically buy a few, or whatever the minimum quantity is for wholesaling, of a few different products, put those on Amazon and find out which ones are actually selling the best. Then at that point, you're selling somebody else's products, basically a different brand, which is what we're considering wholesaling here. And then you'll be able to go from there, find the winners, and then find products to private label so that you know markets that are already buying products on Amazon. And then you're basically able at that point to build your own brand around that product and keep selling the wholesaling product if it's working out well. So that's a good thing, is using wholesale products is basically a test market for private label products. Now for private labeling, this is sort of the same as wholesaling. How you're going to go about doing this with Amazon is you're basically going to find products on Amazon Do some research on there, like we've outlined in other videos. Is basically you're finding products on there that have either keywords you want to target or categories you want to rank for, or even keywords in Google that you want to rank for. You can basically create private label products within those, because if there's a product already on Amazon and it's a branded product, whether or not you dropship or wholesale it, you're likely not going to be able to change the title to something that might be as good for keyword optimization as a private label product, that you can name whatever keyword you want because it's your own label, so it doesn't matter. So you're basically going to find a product or a market on Amazon that you want to enter, and that's one way of doing this, of choosing what products to private label. The next way is if you have access to, for example, a private labeler that does a lot of different products, that some private labelers have hundreds and thousands of products they'll private label for you. If that's the case, then that might kind of guide how you're going to do this, because you will then sort of look at the products that they sell, so you don't have to go set up accounts with anybody else, you don't have to order from anybody else because you already have access to so many private label products. You basically look at those products that they're selling and then do some research on Amazon to determine what the best market is to enter, whether or not that's a category you're targeting, a keyword you're targeting, or just a general product that you know sells really well on Amazon. So why sell private label products? The number one reason why I love selling private label products on Amazon is there's no competition for your listing. If you sell a wholesale product, even one that's never been on Amazon before, and you add it to Amazon, and if it's a branded product that you don't own the brand, then all of a sudden somebody else, if they see you doing real well, they will probably do the same thing you did and call up the manufacturer or wholesaler and be like, hey, I want to buy your product too. And unless you have some sort of agreement with them, they're probably going to get access to it, and then all of a sudden you have competition, and now you're fighting tooth and nail for the buy box. And very well, you could be dealing with somebody who just wants to drive the price down as low as possible, so nobody makes money, or is running some sort of other business strategy to build a bunch of leads or something. But either way, you end up not making any money, so that's not good. With a private label product, you can basically put your own listing up there. Nobody else can list against it because they can't actually sell your product unless you give them access to. And if somebody does do that, then you can basically use Amazon's support system and get them in trouble and possibly kicked off of Amazon. So there's really good stuff. No competition for your listing is basically the top reason for selling a private label product on Amazon. You also get all the benefits of promotion for yourself. So if you are selling a product on Amazon that nobody else can list against, and you do a bunch of either whether it's SEO or internal Amazon promotion to get you ranked up real well for a category or keyword on Amazon, you don't have to worry about that all going to waste if somebody else just decides to list a product against yours. For example, if you're drop shipping or if you are wholesaling and you don't have control over that product, somebody else can basically just come in there, undercut you, and then all of a sudden you did all that work for nothing. So that's not good at all. And another good reason for private labeling is good margins. You can basically be the Rolls-Royce of whatever market you choose. If, for example, a product that you want to enter or a market you want to enter has a product that looks good to you, that's selling for, say, 20 bucks, and based off the research you've done, that they're probably only making a few bucks on that, well, you can get in the market, call yours premium, or call it whatever you want, say it has different stuff. You all want to obviously be legitimate and legal with this and consult an attorney, which I am not. But just basically use marketing 101 to market yours as the premium product, and then all of a sudden you can basically make more money than everybody else and still rank really well and do really well and make more money than your competitors. So good margins is another reason for private labeling, because you can basically pick your own price. And you can also use it to build a brand. These days, having a good ranking on Amazon is often all you need to sort of establish yourself as a credible and authority brand. This is especially true for books. When you see top-selling books on Amazon, that gives people a lot of credibility. But this day and age, this is also the case for physical products. There's an argument made for being able to build a brand solely using big sites like Amazon.com. And basically, if you have top rankings on Amazon and you leverage those Amazon rankings to get top rankings on Google, and it just could be some tiny brand that you just created, now all of a sudden, all that visibility, you are a big brand. No more having to, build a brand over 100 years and try to get in all these retail distribution and that sort of thing. You can achieve a pretty strong brand just by sort of leveraging this. So that's pretty exciting and definitely makes a case for selling private label products on Amazon.